I recently got into the beta for the Elder Scrolls Legends, which is their new card game, and yeah, I had to download their launcher and everything. So I wanted to talk real quick. I've played Hearthstone pretty extensively. I like the game a lot. I've played Magic for a very long time. I've been playing Magic for like, I'm 24 now, hold the one, carry the two, like 15 years since I was like 9.
Whoa.
I've been playing Magic on and off. I actually didn't get into like standard Magic until like 7 years ago, and then I realized that's too much money to invest, so I stopped playing it. But I really like card games. They're something very quick, very tangible. Dom and I were talking about it before the show, that they work great on mobile, because sometimes people who don't like fully fleshed out games on mobile, it's something you can pick up and play and get out, right? That works great for mobile. The Elder Scrolls takes the best parts of Magic, the Gathering, and Hearthstone. So it's strategic enough where you have to decide how you're putting out cards, what kind of cards you have, that kind of stuff. And it's fun enough that you can move at a quick enough pace that feels good, like Hearthstone. Two things that it does that are really cool. It has a pretty strong narrative. There's placeholder images right now, but I don't know if it's going to be moving like motion comics or if it's going to be actual cutscenes. But they have very good voice acting in the game. Very solid voice acting, like the Elder Scrolls series. From the main characters, at least. And it has upgradable cards, which is a really cool, unique aspect of the game. So say you have this card that costs 3 to drop, 3 mana, and it's like a 3/3. It's like a vanilla creature, doesn't do anything. Depending on what kind of boss you beat, that card can get upgraded and become better. So it's a really cool mechanic that I don't see in any other card games. All of the cards are relevant to the franchise, to Elder Scrolls, to the IP. And I think that's the biggest hook for me. So, card games are here and there, but if you have a card game in a universe you really appreciate and you really love, and you like, a Mass Effect card game would be awesome. But I love Elder Scrolls so much that I could play these other card games and get the same experience, but because this is in a universe I love, I just enjoy playing it so much more. The voice acting is cool too. It lends to you wanting to play more, because at the end of each match, there's something leading you on to the next one. Another cool aspect of it in the story mode is that, so one of the encounters you had was you ran into this rogue kind of person, right? I think it was like a rogue Nord, and you play through the fight and you fight him, and you defeat him, obviously. And at the end of it, as the storyteller's telling the story, this girl's questioning back, asking what happened, and you get to make the decision whether or not you kill him or you save him. And depending on which one you do, you get a different card for your deck. So there's Savior, where you get him as a card, and he has his own flavor text and his own abilities. Or there's Killer, obviously those aren't the right words, and it's like, do 3 damage to a creature or something. So not only are you making changes in this very specific story to you, it affects your gameplay, because you get cards depending on your choices. So you playing through the game could have a different base deck 3 matches through the game than me. So it takes some of the cool aspects of Elder Scrolls. It's not just a card game with their artwork thrown on top of it. It very much has the Elder Scrolls flavor to it. Do you guys have any franchises that you'd want to play a card game in? And maybe if that's not something you want to talk about, how does this game sound to you guys? This Elder Scrolls Legends game, from my perspective,
want Gwent,
telling you guys about it.
and I want Gwent right now on my phone. God damn it! No, but no, this sounds like fun. And you mentioned earlier that it's only on PC, correct?
The beta is only on PC. I was only allowed access on PC, so I don't know if it'll come to mobile, but I was playing it on the PC.
If it comes to mobile, I'll definitely pick it up. Because I tried to get into Hearthstone, and I just couldn't. It just didn't grab me. But like you, I'm really familiar with Elder Scrolls, so that having that universe around it, I would grab it as soon as it comes out on mobile, because to me that's perfect for a mobile platform. I hate phone games. Just hate them. Even the good ones, like there's just something about it. It's not right, I guess. But a card game would be perfect. I mean, that's something that should exist on a mobile platform to me. So yeah, I would definitely pick it up if it came to mobile. Otherwise, I hate to say, yeah, I probably won't be playing Elder Scrolls Legends on PC. I can't see myself playing a card game on PC, but I don't know, unless I could just throw it on a second screen while I'm working or something.
So another cool aspect about this game that I forgot to mention is that, so in a normal card game, you have one area where you place down cards, right? Not that hard to think about. In Elder Scrolls, there's different phases. Like, so there's 2 halves of the board. So one half of the board is like normal. You put a card down, whatever. Then there's sometimes where you get these areas where it's like shadow or something, and that character can't be attacked for like a turn. But it's very in the flavor of Elder Scrolls of like, if you're playing a guy with like a wolf deck, one of those sides will be a shadow kind of area. It's like these wolves are obviously sneaking up on you because they're very stealthy and stuff like that. The flavor is super in there though. I don't want to say anything else. I want to hear what you have to say about it, Jordan. What do you think?
That the Elder Scrolls one sounds cool. Of course, Gwent is worth mentioning again. I wish that I had, like you, Dom, I wish it was on some other platform than just inside the Witcher game. Mass Effect, yeah, that's another great example, Jerrad. I would love to see that. You know, a really cool thing would be how they have at PSX, they have these card decks that you get going around for visiting, like, you know, different booths. And if you could incorporate that into a game that everyone could play, even if they're not at PSX, but it's kind of like a PlayStation All-Stars, but it's a card game version, and it's got Cole from Infamous and Parappa the Rapper and, you know, Kratos and all this other crap. That'd be really cool.
Speaking of this actually goes back to your topic.
Especially on Vita.
I think that they should make more tangible board games from video games. The Dark Souls board game actually passed 1 million on Kickstarter, right? In like 24 hours or 12 hours?
I think it was 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
The Bloodborne board game got really popular really quick.
I think that's a market that video games aren't taking enough of. Like, is there a tangible version of Gwent, like, that you can buy, like, Gwent cards?
For the original DLC pack, and it looks like they're going to do it for the one that's coming up this summer, Blood and Wine, they did, like, physical versions of the DLC packs, and in those physical versions, you got Gwent packs.
That's cool.
That's awesome, yeah.
But you have to buy that special edition, which, once again, you can't just buy a Gwent pack, or you can't just buy it on the App Store, which
they could make so much money if, man.
I'm surprised Marvel hasn't come out with they had a card, like a physical card game I remember back in the day, and it might still be running, but it's obviously not probably super successful. Like, if they made a card game hub kind of like Legends or Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, I think it would do alright. Like, people love superheroes enough now that if you make it unique enough to that, you know, that universe, I think it could do well.
Sure.
I just loved the Elder Scrolls Legends. It was really fun. I was like, I'm going to get in here, see what the game's about, play for like 10-ish minutes. I played for 2.5 to 4 hours. I don't even remember how long it was because I was just having so much
2.5 to 4 hours.
It was somewhere in there. I don't remember.
It was like a day or 7 or so.
It was like 3 years.
What year is it?
But I can't stress enough how cool the voice acting in this game was and the storytelling. Like, that definitely set it apart. And I know it's kind of weird to play a card game on your PC, Dom. But as I was playing it, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to these voice actors and listening to this narrative, and it hooked me. It was really fun. It was really cool. It didn't feel like I was playing a card game. It felt like I was going on this adventure that happened to be through cards, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's open sign up. Like, if you just sign up, you can play it. I don't know. I just saw that it was available, so I signed up, and they're like, we'll send invites out to people. You know, some betas are like, everyone who signs up gets a code. Some of them are more limited. It didn't really specify that. So if you're listening to this, go Google Elder Scrolls Legends beta sign up and see if you can get into it because it's fun.
So for this game or others, I mean, if you're playing on your PC, like, you're playing against other people or? No,
so there's 2 different modes.
Okay.
There's single player mode, which you play against AI, scripted AI.
Right.
Scripted in the sense of, like, they have the same deck, but you'll not always see it in the same order. Like, they won't play this card, this card, this card, this card. But it's, you know, a unique character with a unique deck and a unique flair, that kind of stuff. And there's also the multiplayer aspect. Cool thing about this game is, do you guys remember the Gauntlet, or was in Oblivion? What is it called? Like, the arena that you fight in?
Didn't play Oblivion.
Did you play Oblivion?
I didn't play Oblivion.
Well,
no.
So there was an arena. I don't know if it was in Skyrim. I don't think so. But there was an arena where you would fight other people, a gladiator pit. And depending on how well you did in the gladiator pit, your title would move up and you get better rewards, right? And as you moved up, there was different fights. Like, you'd fight 2 mages at the same time. You'd fight this dude with a giant axe. You'd fight this dude with 2 wolves by his side. The multiplayer is like that in the sense of you have a ranking and it's a gladiator pit essentially. So you're fighting these other people in this gladiator pit. It does have a multiplayer aspect. It's really cool. Obviously, deck building makes experiences unique. They have cool title cards, and they have titles that you earn based on specific quote unquote achievements that you pull off. I beat somebody in 6 turns, so I got a title Speedy or Speed Demon or something. So that makes my profile unique and stuff like that. They have little things that are really cool that lead you on the steps of wanting to play this game.
Because I could see myself getting into it. I could see myself sitting on my PC and playing cards with a couple friends, right, and talking and chatting the whole time, and
yeah. That's what I used to do with
thing.
Hearthstone. Is I have a couple friends that have Hearthstone installed, and he'd be like, "Check out this new deck I got," and we just play each other, and you can privately play each other and check it out and just have fun. And it's a very passive way to spend time with your friends. It's
right,
cool
exactly,
to hang out
exactly.
in a lobby with your friends and playing a game that you're focusing on. But a card game, yeah, it takes skill and you have to pay attention, but it's a lot more passive of experience of clicking and actually focusing on the conversation you're having. So it's a really cool way to bond with friends and stuff like that.
That's why I never really got into Destiny, or I never cared to get into the Division or any multiplayer games recently. Like I just immediately just shove them aside because it's not the same playing those kind of games by yourself. I mean, sure, there's some fun to be had, but I think most of the fun is playing with other people and socializing while whatever else is going on, I guess.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the Division is I love the Division. I don't want to level up too far past my friends because we want to have the same experience, and they're not always down to play when I want to play. So I really kind of feel held back by that. Not necessarily by my friend, I guess possibly by my friends, but just the way the game's designed. It's been probably my biggest issue with the Division is I want to finish that game, but I kind of feel cornered into waiting for my friends to move along with me, and it's really held me back in completing that game, as opposed to a single player experience. And it's my choice on how I decided to play the game, I know that, but a single player experience where I move it at my own pace. I can beat the whole game in a night, or I can beat it in the course of a week. So yeah, I agree with you on that. And I don't know, this game was just cool. It was a surprise. I didn't even know the beta was happening. I just had a lot of fun with it. It was a really cool
Also, just hatched an idea in the old noggin. I would be really into something that was multiplayer but asynchronous, sort of like if you guys ever played Words with Friends on your phone. So
Yeah.
you could play you play a word, and then a day or a week later the other person can play it.
Yeah.
It's basically leaving a message. I could see something. I don't know exactly how it would work, but a card game in that vein, like a mobile game, right, where you play a card, and it would be easier for me because it's so hard for me to sync up with other people to play at the same time.
It's an interesting concept, and it opens
Yeah.
up a lot more possibilities. People play your game because one of the biggest gripes is with any game is I'm busy. So if it's a
Right.
game where you don't have to be there at the same time with somebody and you can do it at your own pace, that could open up
Exactly.
avenues for a lot of different things.
Maybe we should develop this game, Jerrad. Shit.
Maybe. Trademark, controlled interest 2016.
Yeah.
So before we get into the outro and everything, what are we going to be playing this week? So I'm going to be playing a couple more chapters of Dead Space, playing Smite as always. Definitely going to be playing more of Elder Scrolls Legends. I don't know how big the beta is. I completed 8 chapters. Each chapter is a mission, and that consists of story elements before and after it. So they're actually pretty long. I don't know how much is left in the single player experience. I'll definitely be playing some multiplayer. I'm trying to think of what else. Jordan, I actually was able to get in about an hour and a half to 2 hours of Sunset Overdrive. I love it.
Yeah.
I forgot to say that at the beginning of the show that what we've been playing. I made it an Asian girl with a weird haircut.
Nice.
It's fun. It's it's exactly what I expected. Just a fun time, and that's exactly what it is. So
And it was free.
yeah. Well, as I'm a gold member, but yeah, free. Yeah, so that's what I plan on playing.
I've been thinking a ton about Sunset Overdrive this week, playing Ratchet and Clank, because obviously they're the same developer, but Sunset Overdrive takes a lot of influence from the Ratchet and Clank series with all its crazy guns and weaponry. But so yeah, speaking of, I'm assuming that I'm gonna be completing Ratchet and Clank this week, but at some point I might go back for the platinum and play through the challenge mode, just because it is such a fun game. I'm getting closer and closer to that Borderlands platinum. Like I said, I just got one trophy left, and it's getting to level 50, but I'm at level 43, and once you hit 40, it's just a slog for the next 10 levels. So I'm pushing through the DLC to get me bumped up. So yeah, that should be it. Still working on Persona 3, that 100-hour game.
Should we call
Eventually
you
I'll
in
get
like
through it.
10 years? Maybe you'll be done with it.
I don't know. I'm just kind of parsing it out and letting
It'll be
it
part
flow.
of the
But
episode 500 special.
Yeah.
I'll finish it, and I'll finish it before episode 20, or I'll cut my hair off, which is not.
Whoa.
I guess I just made a bet.
I did forget to mention, I did beat, I defeated the evil King Ganondorf in Ocarina a week or two ago. Going forward, I want to finish Ratchet and Clank up in the next week or two, and then I'll just keep on playing Dark Souls. So earlier today, spent a little while fighting this boss that, I probably put in 7 or 8 attempts. I finally beat what they're called the Abyss Walkers. But yeah, otherwise, it's we're coming up on Uncharted 4, I think. Isn't it May 10th?
Yep. Yeah, just a couple weeks away. I'm getting excited, man.
Uncharted 4, little Nathan Drake.
You're missing these exclusives over here, Jerrad.
I'm good. I have
What?
I have female Nathan Drake. I'm good.
Female Nathan
Tomb
Drake.
Raider.
Well, you don't have a female Lombax, do you, kid?
No.
Because they don't exist. Well, they don't anymore since all the Lombaxes are dead.
Thank you guys for joining us for episode 8 of the Controlled Interest Gamecast. As always, if you want to see these parts on YouTube, they go up Monday through Friday, each part individually, and then the full episode posts on Friday. If you want to listen on iTunes, just search Controlled Interest on the iTunes Store. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Twitter at CTRLINT. Any follow or subscription definitely helps us. We're giving away a physical copy of Episode 7, Star Wars The Force Awakens, when we reach, is it 50 followers on Twitter, Dom?
50.
50 followers on Twitter. And we actually have another giveaway for speedrunners once we reach 20 subscribers on YouTube. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube. Even if you're not going to watch it, the subscription helps us out. Thank you guys as always for your support. Share us if you can. The more ears we get to, the more the show grows. And any closing words, guys, before we head out?
Praise the sun.
May the Force be with us all.
See you guys in episode 9. Bye. Hey guys, Jerrad here, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you really like us, hit that subscribe button so you can be tuned in and updated whenever we upload a new video. If you haven't been following us on Twitter, that's CTRLINT, at Controlled Interests. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next one.